I know you know the famous, free throw, LeBron, so what did he say to you? And then how were you able to maintain your focus?
I was balling. I hit almost like a 30-footer to take us to overtime. Kind of got a little tired in overtime. Got to the free throw line. It's butter, game's over. We're up 1, I'm about to hit these 3, this is easy. And when he tapped me and he's like, if you miss these, that's game. And for that 1 second, I became human.
LeBron James is no doubt a top 3 player to ever touch a basketball. Now where you'd put him, that's a debate for another day. But there's definitely no argument that there's very few people that are better than this man at the game of basketball. And being such a decorated athlete, it comes with a lot of stories. I know we've all heard the Iman Shumpert story about how LeBron knows the game backwards and forwards no matter what's happening. But one thing you never heard about LeBron is that he's a trash talker. A lot of people say he's soft. He's not like the Kobe's and MJ's of his time. And that could be very true. There's many times even Kobe said, LeBron doesn't talk back to you. He just goes about his day, plays the game the right way, and let his game do the talking. Except for one time. One time LeBron James decided to open his mouth and he backed it up the entire way. And that's what we're gonna talk about right now. But before we get started, hi, my name's B. I make basketball videos here on YouTube. As you can see, if you scroll through the 40 plus I have on this channel. And if you guys enjoy that, I would love if you guys would stay and hit that subscribe button. It really lets me know what you guys like and what you guys love to see from me. It takes 2 seconds and I would love to have you guys back here. But with that being said, let's get into this video. In 2006, the NBA was a very different place. This is a time that Mike D'Antoni was in the lab kicking up what was a very unorthodox offense that today has become the norm. This is a time before Steph Curry came into the league and completely turned it upside down. This is a time where Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Garnett were the top players in this league. But in these playoffs, there was somebody rising up the ranks. His first couple years, he made steady gains to become a better player, and this is where he burst onto the scene. And that player was Gilbert Arenas. See, the year before, Gilbert Arenas finally rose up the ranks to become an all-star and dragged what was a very miserable Washington Wizards team to the NBA playoffs and put up a pretty good fight before they got bounced by the Miami Heat in 4 games. And while his first playoff run was impressive, it didn't show enough to pull him up into the upper echelons of shooting guards in the league. It was very inefficient, even for that time standards. But this year would have been completely different. Because in the first round, they got matched up with the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that many people would say overachieved and didn't really have the talent to be considered contenders. But at the time, the Cleveland Cavaliers had a player on their team that was getting a little buzz, but I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name's LeBron James. A guy that was just in his 3rd year was already second in MVP voting. So this first round series with the rising star that is LeBron James and what was supposed to be a seasoned vet who's looking to cement his name in NBA history in Gilbert Arenas, many people thought this would be a great first round series to see which one of these teams is for real, and it did not disappoint. In this series, LeBron James and Gilbert Arenas put on a performance for the ages. LeBron James averaging 35.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5.7 assists on 51% shooting and 38% from 3, while Gilbert Arenas was averaging 34 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5.3 assists on 46% shooting and 44% from 3. And to show you how close the series was, 3 out of the 6 games in this series were decided by 1 point. But in one of those games, everything reached its boiling point. It's Game 6, Cleveland up 3-2 against the Washington Wizards. And coming off a game where the Wizards just lost by 1 point on a LeBron James last-second layup, you can tell that the Wizards definitely feel like this series could be looking a lot different with a couple bounces going their way. But even coming off a heartbreaking loss, they didn't just go down in Game 6. It was a dogfight all the way through. They kept the game close all the way through, and at one point, Gilbert Arenas hit a 28-foot bomb to send the game to overtime. But that's where this game takes a shift. Gilbert Arenas in overtime had 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. But the Wizards were able to keep themselves in the game, and with 15 seconds left, they were up by 1 point. And after an intentional foul to send Gilbert Arenas to the free throw line, this looked like the game was over. We're going to a Game 7. And then this happened.
And Arenas
What was one of the clutchest players in the league at the time just missed a free throw that would basically ice the game and send them to a game 7. But he still has one more. You can put him up 2 and run your defense to run Cleveland off the 3-point line, so at most you're going to a second overtime. But then right before the ref inbounds the ball, LeBron James walks up to Gilbert and says these words: "If you miss this, you're going home." And in Gilbert Arenas' own words,
And for that 1 second, I became human.
in this moment, the guy that was just cooking the whole game was at the free throw line by himself, needing to make a free throw to at least make what seems like a very bad situation about to happen a little better. And what does he do?
The play. He'll call timeout after this free throw. Arenas misses both.
Now fast forward, in a show of cruel irony, the guy that Cleveland had to take out of the series because he could not guard Gilbert Arenas came in, hit the game-winning jump shots, effectively sending the Wizards home, and sending Gilbert Arenas to a special block ops agent to make sure that he's able to handle these moments any other time, that his mental doesn't ruin him again. And it just shows LeBron James, whenever he decides to talk trash, seems to know exactly what to say to push it in people's buttons. And it's just wild that he's never ever done it a lot more than this. This is like one of the only instances you've ever caught him actually talking trash. But still, for somebody to be in their first playoff series and go up to a guy that just gave your team 36 and have the balls to say this is absolutely incredible. And I think it'll be one of the most memorable moments of his career, especially when he retires. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. The last couple of videos have been doing pretty well, and I thank you guys for that. All the new subscribers, thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. I'd love to have you guys back here. With that being said, this is FLB. It's my time, and I'm out.